Hey folks, so this is a quick video to look at some campaign analysis because I find most people don't know what to look at when stuff's not working, right? And we're having some trouble with an account right now, and I thought now is as good a time as any to walk you through how to analyze. This works for any ad platform. This is a YouTube campaign, but this could be any other Google platform, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, native, whatever, right? Because we need, in order for us to fix the situation we're up against, we need to know what the problem is. Now, I feel pretty confident now I've identified the problem that we pulled all this data out. But I'm going to walk you through this without telling you what the problem is yet so that you can see. So I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger for everybody so that it is easier to see on the screen. Now, the actual type of campaign this is, or, anything like that is somewhat irrelevant for the purpose of learning what you need to learn here, right? So these are a number of leads generated per month in this account, right? You can see CPV stands for cost per view. CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions, right? Our cost per click, our click-through rate, our number of clicks, the view rate on those ads, and the spend in those different months. So this is all the way back to September, or this is only considering up to December 5th. Now, right now we're on December 6th, but I don't have a complete day yet. So interestingly enough, you can see October did quite well. This is what we want. We want sub $30. November, we're used to being up against it as fourth quarter starts, but usually December, oddly enough, does lighten up, but it hasn't yet. So now what we're looking at is what did well in September and October that's not doing so well in November and December. Now, I haven't made all the mathematical calculations I'm going to make yet, so I'm going to do these live, and hopefully I don't look the fool when I show it to you. But here's what we're looking at. Our CTR is actually lower in October and November, right? October has the lowest low view rate. When we see low view rates, generally, we might think, oh, that's a really poor video ad. Generally speaking, what that means is we're seeing more in-feed or display network traffic than we are in-stream or pre-roll traffic. If you're not familiar with that running YouTube ads, that means that YouTube ads now are what's called a responsive video ad. So it's not just a video that plays the pre-roll. It can also show up in feed on the sidebar of other people's channels or videos you're watching, as well as in the YouTube discovery placement, as well as a Google Display Network ad. Now, that's why we would see this. And that also explains why our click-through rate would be lower, because the CTR off of one of these in-feed or more display-type placement ads is not as high as an in-stream, a pre-roll ad. We can see we had more pre-roll traffic in September. Another way to tell this is when our cost per view is higher, that usually means we're also getting more pre-roll traffic, right? More traffic in front of other videos. So our CPM, you can see, was highest in September and also December here. We've got the highest view rate. Also makes sense. It's more expensive to have pre-roll traffic. So none of these things are really standing out at me. If we look at everything from here over, we might say that, geez, December's actually doing pretty good. We've got our lowest cost per click. We've got our highest CTR this quarter, right? And we've got our highest view rate so far, right? Generally speaking, we might say, oh, well, the videos are no good. That might be the case. However, seeing a higher CTR, those CTRs are still low. I'd like to see those over 0.7, but at 0.51%, that's still the best we've seen this quarter and the lowest cost per click. So the culprit has to be somewhere else. Now, where did I find the culprit? Well, I found it over here under conversion rate, right? So what's happening now is one of two things. Either time of year or the ads or our landing page, one of these three things is affecting how the campaign is performing. So oftentimes people quickly rush to be like, oh, I got new campaigns, new ads. I'm not saying you shouldn't make new ads, but before you rush off and spend a week producing new creative, you definitely want to dig into the numbers on the campaigns that you have running to see what the data tells you. What story do you find? So the story I'm finding right here is that this is a metric I put together here. The conversion rate in YouTube is based on the views and things like this, where I want to look at the click to conversion rate because this tells us about the landing page. So I'm just dividing number of conversions by total number of clicks here to get our conversion rate, and we can see it was 699 in September, lowest cost per lead. 675 in October, slightly higher. Only 4.8% in November, right? $10 higher. More than $10 really. 3.8 so far this month. So if we start to look at these differences, and I'm going to just pull up a calculator here. If we take 6.75 minus 4.77, we get 1.98. If we do 1.98 over 6.75, that is a 29.3% decrease. So I don't know if this is going to work, but let's just see. If we take 28.96 and we multiply it by 1.29, right? We're pretty darn close, aren't we? 37.35, 37.21. What I did was I said, if my page, I'm back up here. So what that math I just did was in October, we had a 6.75%, 6.75% conversion rate on the landing page, right? If that dropped to 4.77% in November, what type of increase would we see in our CPL, our cost per lead in this campaigns, given everything else equal? So what it is 29%. This 4.77 is 29% less than 6.75, right? So with that, our cost per lead went up pretty much bang on 29%, right? Now, we're even lower again here, 3.8. Let's do 6.75 to 3.8, same deal. 6.77 minus 3.8 is a 2.97% difference. If I divide that by my 675, I get a 44%, right? So what's this? So that's what that is. If I multiply it by 100, that's 44%, right? So keep that in mind, 44. So just like doing sales tax when we're making a purchase at the store, if I take our price of leads in October, which was this 675 conversion rate, and I multiply that by 1.44, so that's multiplying by 1, which is the same number, then adding 44% to it, it's off. It actually gets to 39.97. So my math isn't perfect here. This is what I said at the beginning, but you're getting the point. What should we be looking at here to try and fix this? Number one, we should be looking at our landing page, right? We should be looking at, can we get a landing page back up to convert at this 6 or 7%? Everything else equal, our campaigns will do better, right? That's the first thing. The second thing we should be looking at is the ads. What type of clicks are the ads giving us? Are the ads producing a intrigue click, like one maybe I want to see what's up, or are they producing a click that actually wants to take action, right? This is important to think about when we're running any type of ad, because oftentimes we get what we call curiosity clicks that aren't actually committed to taking action. They're intrigued by your ad, but they kind of want to just figure out what the heck this is. They're not really clicking to do the thing we want them to do, if that makes sense. So I hope this video was insightful. This is analysis that, to be completely honest, I should do way more than I do. I usually only do it when we're getting slapped around with our CPAs, right? But looking at it right now, it helps me gain clarity to see, we can only work on one thing at a time. And for anybody who's read The One Thing by Gary Keller, it's what one thing could I do right now, today, in this moment that would make everything else easier or not required, right? I'm always trying to think about this what's called the focusing question from Gary Keller's book, The One Thing. And if I'm able to say, look at this and see, okay, the conversion on my landing page is crap, I need to improve that. Well, that's where I'm going to look at right away. I'm going to go to my landing page. I'm going to start trying things that I haven't even thought about trying. Change colors, change form fields, change headlines, maybe even try an advertorial in front of the ad that we're driving traffic to, right? Just see if we can get that conversion rate back up to where it needs to be. Then I'll back up and go look at the ads. Because if I can't get the landing page at a higher conversion rate, then I can say, okay, it's the ads, right? Could it be the targeting? Could it be the time of year? Absolutely, it could be those things, right? However, those things I can't know unequivocally, absolute. So I have to start with something I can control, which is trying the landing page to see if I can get a better conversion. So if I try the landing page all out and I try 8, 10, 20 different things and I can't get it up, then I can look at the ads and say, okay, am I running a similar ad to what I ran back in October or September? In this case, I know I am, right? So it shouldn't be that far off. So if that's the case, then I can go a little bit further and say, all right, this isn't working. Maybe we need to try some new targeting. So we'll try some new targeting, which we are doing currently. But that would be the next step, to try some new targeting. And then only then would I throw my arms up and say, it's fourth quarter, there's nothing I can do because it's Christmas time and CPMs are high because there's so many more people advertising, and that's that, right? But don't let yourself fall for saying like, oh, it's just time of year or it's whatever it is. Let the data tell the story for you. I hope this was helpful. Post your questions or comments below if you need some help understanding any of this stuff, and I will try my best to figure it out. Please like and subscribe this video so more people can see my content and so that you'll get notified for the next video I do. Bye for now.